TV.
Hey, it's Lydia, and welcome to Out of the Fog. Tonight we have with us bocce athletes Andrew Woodrow and Joe Philpott. And then we have NDP candidate for the St. John Center, Dinn. It's going to be a good one. Stay tuned. And welcome back. Today I have two very special guests with me. I have Andrew Woodrow and I have Joe Philpott with us today. So thank you so much for joining us. And so Andrew, I understand that you are now in bocce, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell, I don't really know what bocce is. Can you tell me what that sport is?
So bocce is a Paralympic sport that's similar to lawn bowling and curling. It's played on a hard court surface, and the goal is to get as close as you can to the white ball, which is called the jack ball.
Oh, wow. It sounds like a really fun sport to be in. And so how did you both get involved with bocce?
We got involved through the Easter Seals bocce program, which led to Eileen coaching us, which led to us managing to get up to national tournaments. At the Canadian Championships, we were called to the Sprier team by Bocce Canada, which is the team before the national team for bocce. And we've managed to get to Brazil and Curitiba for a tournament.
Wow, and you just got back from Brazil and you got a amazing award, did you?
Yeah, I managed to get in individuals, I managed to get a bronze medal, and in pairs with my partner Joyce Lara, we got the gold medal.
Wow.
And we also got that trophy there.
This trophy here, wow, that's incredible, Andrew. And so what was Brazil like?
Brazil was really nice, and it was a good chance for us to test our abilities and how well we would stand up against the competition, which was pretty high.
Yes, and what was it like for you to represent Canada and Newfoundland in Brazil?
It was a great experience to get to represent Canada. I felt like it was a great accomplishment because when I started playing bocce, I never thought I'd actually be representing Canada at that high of a level.
Wow, and you know, you are so phenomenal. You're an inspiration. So what type of training did you have to do?
So I train 3 times a week, and I also participate in the community program with Bocce NL.
Wow.
And this has led me to have to work hard because I had to get to all these competitions, so you need to put a lot of work in because they're really hard, and to be able to stand against the competition, you need to put a lot of work in.
You sure do. So what was that moment like for you when you won gold, when you heard that you won?
I was really excited because there was a lot of competition, and pairs is even harder because I had a partner who spoke Portuguese, and I can't speak Portuguese, and they can't speak English, so we had to use Google Translate to figure out what symbols to use to communicate because, well, we had to figure out some way to communicate.
Right. Wow, that's incredible. And so, Joe, you play bocce in a very unique way. Can you show us how you propel the ball?
Yeah.
Whoa, good for you. And that's a unique way because bocce is not usually done with footwork. Is that right? Yeah, wow. And so how has playing bocce brought you closer together as a team?
Because since we practice together a few times a week because we're both on NL's team and we're also on the Aspire team, but when we're practicing 2 times a week, we practice together, which allows us to build a good friendship since we see each other a lot.
Yeah. And you're both involved in Easter Seals. So tell me a little bit about Easter Seals and your involvement there.
Easter Seals, my involvement is in bocce, the bocce program there and the basketball program there, but I'm more so focused on bocce because, well, I'm better at it than that. And the programs have allowed me to have a sense of freedom and help me take the disability out of the disability, because it's like leaving your disability out the door when you go in there, because you can do everything.
Yeah, I love that, Andrew. And you know, with regards to Easter Seals, you were also an ambassador for some time. So tell us about that title.
I was an ambassador in 2023 and 2024, which allowed me to represent Easter Seals and help advocate for people with disabilities, as there's a lot of work needed by society to make society more inclusive to people with disabilities.
Wow, and you mentioned Eileen has helped you as well. So how has Eileen shaped you and helped you to get to where you are today?
She's shown us the different drills and different shots to work on and like different activities to help us get better at like the strategy and stuff. So we'd be able to stand up in the competition.
Yeah. So what other things are you involved in besides bocce? I know that you are very active and things. So what's some other your favorite things to do?
I do wheelchair basketball, and I also have a YouTube channel for making map-related content.
Oh, tell me a little bit about that.
So it's about like a few different things, like empire scenarios and different scenarios with like the world, geopolitics, and I've been working at it for a while with 3,200 subscribers now.
Wow. Well, you're going to have one more after today, Andrew, because that sounds like a really fun time. So, you know, how has the organization impacted your paths and made you to where you are today?
Easter Seals impacted what I've done because they brought me to bocce. Without them, I would have never joined bocce, which would have never led me to where I am with bocce.
Yeah.
And they've also, since I used to be the ambassador, that gave me experience talking to like media.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And you are a phenomenal speaker. You need to be here. This is not your first rodeo, is it?
No.
And so, Andrew, you know, with regards to bocce, what's your favorite part of the sport?
My favorite part of bocce is that it's inclusive for everyone, and it's made so it's fair to everyone, as it has different classes to keep it more fair.
And what would you say your biggest accomplishment has been so far?
My biggest accomplishment with this probably being going to Curitiba, Brazil for the World Youth Bocce Championships, because it allowed me for a chance to communicate with someone who speaks a different language and figure out how to do it and overcome a few challenges. And it's also allowed me to compete.
And what does competing mean to you?
Competing means an ability to do something, because when you have a disability, it's hard to do a lot of things, but luckily bocce is there for everyone with a disability can do.
I love that, like the inclusivity and everything. So what would you say Joe's favorite part about bocce would be?
I think it's probably also getting to compete and show off his skills.
Yeah, you guys seem like a great friendship. Are you guys friends as well?
Yeah, we are friends.
Yeah, that's great. And so when you were in Brazil, did you meet other people that were competing and other athletes as well?
Yeah, I met a few different people there.
Yeah.
And they were mostly like my competitors, and I also met my partner because we were playing together for pairs.
Yeah, and what was that like? Did you learn any Portuguese?
Not really that much, a tiny bit.
Oh, did you? Do you know any words or anything that you can share with us?
Yeah, a few, like obrigados, thank you.
Oh, I love that. And, you know, Andrew, what advice would you give to someone that's, you know, interested in bocce or getting into Easter Seals?
They should contact Easter Seals, because that'll allow them to get involved with multiple programs, including bocce, which can give them an opportunity to evolve through bocce, and maybe they can get to a higher level.
Yeah. And, you know, what other things do you want anyone to know about, you know, Easter seals or getting involved the way that you have? Do you have any advice for anyone?
My advice would be to go ahead and try to get involved with Easter Seals. This is an amazing organization for people with disabilities and has tons of unique opportunities that elsewhere may be hard for people with disabilities to get the opportunities.
You are an absolute inspiration, and I gotta say, I'm so happy to have you both on in the studio with us today. So thank you and Joe so much for being here.
Thanks for the good opportunity to be here.
Our pleasure. And we'll be right back after this short break.
You're watching Rogers TV St. John's. This is Rogers TV.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
And welcome back. Today I have with me MHA Jim Dinn with the NDP party. And Jim, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure as always. And so Jim, you've had a long history in politics now and of course with the education system.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your background.
I started teaching in 1981 and in 2013 after 32 years in the classroom, I took on the role of the president of the Newfoundland and Labrador Teachers Association. Was a vice president, one of the vice presidents of the Canadian Teachers Federation, and retired then. And Jerry Rogers had approached me then, I think in 2019, 2018. She'd always been after me to run, and I said, okay, I'm in a position where I can try it. Like I was saying before, and it wasn't necessarily a long-term ambition of mine, something I had planned for, but ran in St. John's Centre where I live, and lo and behold, I was elected, and then stepped in the role of interim leader, and then became leader.
Wow. Yeah, and so what were some of your big accomplishments in your term?
Oh my gosh.
A lot.
I think on some levels there are some personal stories. I know when it comes to, I can think of one constituent, and I don't mind using her name, Krista Stevens.
Yes.
She was in the media a few times, but like getting the cap lifted for intravitreal, the eye injection, so that she could maintain her sight, and that was something that changed the that changed the policy for others. I would like to believe, I think even during the housing crisis, that our advocacy as the NDP, the advocacy of the many people out in the community and the media too, basically forced government to take on things like the hotel down on out near the airport. I think it's Horizons at 106 now, and to start addressing the issue more seriously. Still frustrating, but I think for most of the part, maybe if I had to look at an accomplishment, we've made people help make people aware of the situation facing many of the people in our province and in our city in this case.
And you've always been a big advocate for housing and so many other political issues. And so you are now doing a petition for the housing and living zone area. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure thing. I think when I look at, long before I was in this role, I was a member of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. So we would deliver basically food hampers to people's houses, and we would get inside and see just how terrible the conditions that they were living in. So that led us to building a small 6-unit affordable housing project. And right now, I guess, with this petition, I'm thoroughly disgusted with Newfoundland and Labrador Housing and with the government, because they've allowed this neighborhood to deteriorate to the place where you've got numerous vacant units, a severe lack of renovations. I think that's what that neglect led to this fire in one of the vacant units. So my concern is that they'll do what they did with 106, 108 Livingston Street. They'll sell this off and further reduce the supply of affordable housing, and and then more or less they're off the hook for fixing up those units or replacing them and fixing up the other units. So this is about what I've been advocating for with this government, is to invest in the non-market community-based housing, invest in the stock they have, give people a decent place in which to live. And that's what the purpose of this petition is. And so far, any of the people I've asked there, they have all agreed to sign it, because they're thoroughly fed up with the way things are going as well.
Of course. And so where can people find the petition to sign?
Well, I went around the other day, and I've got others who weren't home, so I'll be going around either later today or this weekend to get the rest of the people to sign it, and hopefully I'll present that next week in the House of Assembly. Interesting enough, Laura Lee, today out comes an announcement. I had written the minister on Wednesday, and out comes an announcement today that they're going to demolish the units, the ones that are burnt down. My concern is that's where it will end. They'll have no commitment or interest in fixing it up. And sad to say, we've seen a pattern of this, whether you look at the personal care homes or the and children care, any of the issues that have come up, and now this housing issue, it's a pattern of neglect, and that needs to be addressed.
Yes, and that, I guess, would be one of the major things that you would be advocating for the upcoming election, of course.
Definitely.
Yeah, and so what other things would you be, some challenges that you would like to address?
So I'll come back to housing, but I mean, we've looked at everything from like wanting to remove the HST, provincial portion of the HST from all forms of home heating, not just the oil rebate, but there are many people who heat their homes with something other than oil. We have pushed for things like certainly the federal program, the dental program. We want the province to sign on to the farmer care program. This is an opportunity if you want to make people's lives more affordable. This will be one way to do it. Certainly an investment in the in our health care, because it's very clear. Most recently, I've written the health authority with regards to, like, we've got the children's hospital being eaten away at because they're moving adult beds in there. So. Right. Those are some of the other issues. But I think housing comes down to they're going to have to I call it more non-market community-based housing. In other words, that's not profit-driven, and I think overall that'll make sure that people who are on low incomes, fixed incomes, such as seniors, will have a place to live, and they won't see these exorbitant rent increases. And I do believe that once you have that taken care of, you're actually going to drive down the price on make other houses more affordable for people who want to buy their own home or rent in a different place. But I think if we want to have a society that's successful, I believe that I do well when the people around me are doing well, and that's the essence of it. And if we cannot be in a society where people are struggling to survive, struggling to find shelter, struggling to buy medications, put food on the table, and that's not a recipe for a healthy society.
Right. And so, what message would you like to send to the viewers and people from St. John's Centre?
I think it's important that when we're looking at, in terms like, I listen to the Conservatives and others talk about framing this, like putting money back in the pockets and extra tax and so on and so forth. That's great, but many of us, I also hear the same people talk about how we want to have more roads here, we want to have, I think in many ways the privilege for living in a democratic and prosperous society as ours is the right to pay taxes and to make sure that everyone does well. We've got to start looking after the people around us and making sure that everyone is doing well. Because if they're not, during COVID we were told to check on your neighbor. They do that wellness check. Well, I think that's something we can carry on. We have to carry on, especially now in the face of what's happening with the global economy and the threat from the United States. More than ever, we need to be looking after each other and making sure that everyone has the basic needs: food, shelter, medication, health. Those are the key things.
Excellent. And Jim, thank you so much for being here today and addressing all these issues.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back. Did you know that the ECMA is going to be the first week of May right here in St. John's? And Rogers is a major sponsor. So we're going to show you now a video from Selena Boland. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's episode. We hope you enjoyed Selena's video, and we want to thank our guests for showing up for tonight's episode. Until next time, much love.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
Looking for the best way to get the Major League Baseball games you want to watch? Rogers Super Sports Pack has you covered. With MLB Extra Innings, you'll have a premium ticket to out-of-market regular season games with all games available in HD. Don't miss the action from the games you want from both the American and National Leagues. MLB Extra Innings, part of the Super Sports Pack. For only $39.95 a month, Rogers customers get all this for one all-inclusive price. Order using your remote by saying Super Sports Pack or tune to channel 431.
Sports is life. It's clear cut. Everything's out in the open. There's nowhere to hide. I had to prove myself more than anyone else.
You must be so proud of your son. He's gonna go pro. The sky's the limit.
There's always a winner and a loser.
You cannot reach the sky in broken cleats.
Of course, I always want to be the winner. And I did reach the sky.
Norman Kwam, the first Chinese-Canadian professional football player, still holds records to this day. He retired from the sport in 1960 and later became Lieutenant Governor of Alberta.
Canada is at a crossroads, facing an affordability